I woke up this morning to an email from Quicksilver, which is the maker of most of the boat parts I have listed, and it was a cease and desist email. Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mint Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. Actually, at the end of this video, there will be the winner of the last subscriber giveaway. So if you got yourself entered, make sure you stick around the end to see who won. Had not a lot of sales, but a good amount of money, couple real big ones. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to go over a few things so that it's not a 3-second video. First off, I will be going over the title and thumbnail is not clickbait. I almost lost around $25,000 in merchandise. Basically, I would have lost most of my store. I almost lost everything. Also, I'm gonna touch on my feelings on retail arbitrage and when it goes exactly how I like retail arbitrage to go. And then also, I hit a milestone with my eBay feedback. So I'm actually gonna touch on feedback and how important it is, and is it important at all? I'm gonna go over all that throughout the video as I'm pulling orders. All right, so I'm not really in the mood to talk about it, but I did want to get my initial thoughts kind of just out there, and I'll edit it however I feel later on. I woke up this morning to an email from Quicksilver, which is the maker of most of the boat parts I have listed, and it was a cease and desist email because I am not an authorized online seller of the product. When I purchased the product, I knew that was a possibility. I work on eBay. I'm not stupid. I know how things work, and some companies don't want that. But there were other sellers out there who weren't dealerships or anything. My guess, because it didn't come from eBay, it came from the company themselves. My guess is that I started taking, because I'm the third biggest Quicksilver seller on eBay now, or was, or whatever. My guess is one of those sellers got sick of me taking part of their market share and maybe reported me or something. Not the best news. I did, and like every other company, their customer service doesn't exist. You got to work through emails. You can't just pick up a phone and call somebody and talk to somebody and work something out or figure something out or anything. They do have an application process to be a authorized, and I'm holding myself like this because I don't have the heat on. I'm not out here today. Not that this is my disgruntled face. This is how I stand when I'm mad. Actually, it might be. But I filled out the paperwork. Before I filled it out, was 99% sure I was just going to have to take it all down. After filling it out, I'm 95% sure. So it didn't improve much, but there is a off chance that I get a temporary, they actually have a thing of temporary reseller approval. Some of the issues I'm going to run into is I don't have an actual business storefront. I don't have a business, like one of the qualifications you needed was a landline business phone. That's stupid. There's so many businesses that just have a cell phone and that is their actual business phone. That's so outdated and whatever. Also, they have an online presence like a YouTube channel and an Instagram and a Twitter and all that kind of stuff, but it gets no traction, no views, no nothing. They'll post a video on YouTube, it'll get 5 views. If I could talk to somebody, I might be able to finagle something like, hey, every time I have a video that sells a boat part, I run your 40-second commercial. Something like that. I don't know. I've been working it out this morning. I did some like damage control. I reached out to a local boat mechanic and said, hey, anything that's currently listed in the store, I'll give you a screaming deal on, because right now it's still in an inventory system where you could look through and go, oh yeah, these I use, and I'll give you 75% off. Let's take a bunch of it. And the other thing is, now that I'm aware of the dollar value, because it's a general estimation, is it ended up being somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000 in inventory. Probably closer to that 20,000, but a lot of money. I could probably flip it to somebody on Marketplace, a boat repair person or mechanic, or even a local marina or something, 10 cents on the dollar, and still make. I don't want this to be a whole doom and gloom thing. I guess I'm going to get more thoughts out than I thought. This is already, even if I didn't make another dollar, it's already been a good flip. I paid $580. I'm over $3,000 in profit. I could do that every day. The problem is this has been the only thing I've been listing. So if this disappears, my store, the thing I've been touting about clearing the shelves out, my store turns into scraps, turns into nothing. I'm starting off pretty far down the list, and it's still months until garage sale season. So that's the problem. Like, yes, that just makes me want to scream and shout and cry if it ends. It's the going forward that's the problem. I have to play catch up. I have to figure out how to get some stuff in my store quickly and make some money. Like, you can't just shut the valve off. And the boat parts have been over 50% of my sales, probably more than that. It's not great. I don't particularly want to keep talking about it right now. This video won't get edited and finished until like the Pokemon scam video. Until I have a resolution is when I'll finish the video. And I have stuff. I don't have nothing. I have stuff. I have a Mikhail mystery box that's been sitting here for 2 months that I just haven't bothered opening because I got better stuff to list. No matter what's in that, I better stuff to list. And I was so close to the end too. I probably had, I don't know, 5 days left. If I could put in some good hours, 5 days left, and I would have everything listed. There's also stuff that's not Quicksilver. It's very limited, but there is some stuff. The thing is, I just want to talk to somebody because some of this stuff is dated like 1989. Stuff that's out of production. They don't make it. You know, if they were like, yeah, anything that's in, you know, like the newer packaging, like you can't sell that. Again, would be a total bummer. But just to get some type of, okay, I understand it. I know the process. I get it. Just a blanket, yeah, take everything down. I can't risk my store at all. That's just not worth it. I mean, I guess, yeah, I could just open a new account. But if eBay wants, they can ban you, not just your account. They can ban you as a seller. I don't want to do that either. Because if that happened, I'm not switching platforms. I would go get a job. I would have to go get a job. It would be over. Just got to play a waiting game right now. And again, it's not doom and gloom. I have made a boatload of money. It's not like I have to give them the stuff back, and it's not like I have to throw it away. This would still turn into profits, and actually probably a pretty decent amount. 10 cents on the dollar, I'm still getting $2,000 for it. And I think that is viable. I think I could find somebody to do that. And towards the high end, I could probably get, 20 cents on the dollar. We'll pick this up when I got more answers. All right, first thing going out, D5 is a pair of Bose Companion 2 computer speakers. I got these. Retail arbitrage. I paid, I want to say $40. I'm pretty sure it was $40. Might have been $35, but I think it was $40. And I got $100 plus shipping. With retail arbitrage, this went exactly how I want retail arbitrage to go. I want it to be enough dollars to be worth it because I'm paying up. It's more of a risk-reward type of thing. So when I'm paying up like that, it had a great sell-through rate. For $100 plus shipping, I paid $40. I'm probably, after fees and stuff, making around $40. So a double up, which is not great in my opinion. Doubling my money is not what I like to do. I like to 10x my money. That is generally what I like to do. But the sell-through rate was so good. And what I did is I did not put best offer. I set my price as the lowest price. I wanted mine to be the next one to sell. I didn't want anybody to question it. I didn't want anybody to have to think about it a little bit. I wanted somebody who wanted this item to go to purchase it and buy mine. And it took, 48 hours. And I left it, I don't know. I just been busy with the boat parts and stuff. I had it sitting here on the counter unlisted for over a week. Then when the ordeal with the boat parts came up, I said, well, let me find some stuff to list. So that was first thing to list. And it might have been within 24 hours, but I think it was over that first day. But either way, that's how I want retail arbitrage to go. I want to get it. Sometimes I will list retail arbitrage stuff in the parking lot or in the store. And I want to be the cheapest, and I want it to sell now. And I'll even take like a terrible photo in the car, and then when I get home, update the photos. It's never happened where on the ride home it sells, but I want to be sure mine is the next one to sell. And some of these were selling for around $150. You know, sometimes I think that's the promoted listing and all that kind of stuff. Don't care. I want to be the next one to sell. All right, next thing going out, B3C is a G.I. Joe figure. And like I was saying, this was gearing up to be this guy right here, which is Doc, I think. It was gearing up to be a terrible, terrible sales weekend that Bose sold Friday evening, and then Saturday, $0. Sunday, up until 5 p.m., $0. It's Monday now. So it was looking really bad. And if it wasn't for this sale that I'm about to pull, and actually repeat buyer, that's cool, it would have been just a terrible, worrisome sales weekend. So between the Bose and this next one, which is C1, and it is a boat part, but I'll pull this one because it's a good one. All right, this one right here, Impeller 4782, blah, blah, blah. For that part, $349.99 plus shipping, paid less than $1. That's my happy dance. I guess this will actually be a good time to clean up the rest of the boat parts story. For how many things have gone wrong for me lately, I think I was owed one. Still have a lot of legal jargon to make my way through, but I got approved to be an online Quicksilver reseller. So, huzzah! I'm much more excited than I'm putting on. It's been a lot of stress and headache, and I'm not a lawyer. Reading through contracts and stuff like that is not fun. Actually, my last business I owned, I ran into a lot of trouble with that. Because here's the thing about contracts. It doesn't matter what the contract says. The person who holds the upper hand in the contract can abuse that contract to no end unless you are willing to get lawyers and go to court and actually go and do something about that, which has a cost. And usually, if you're a company that has contracts and stuff, you already have lawyers who've wrote the contract and are aware of this and all that kind of stuff. So even if you read a contract and you're like, oh yeah, this sounds great for me, unless you're willing to get a lawyer, it could still turn around and bite you. But first initial thoughts, which I'm just going to get something out quick, and then I got to get to work. Nobody has contacted me. It's all been emails and, hey, we're sending you this. No actual it's just a very straightforward, fill out this form. Here's a contract. Sign the contract. Here's the rules. I've never talked to a person, anything. But I got approved. I don't have to take these listings down. But what I do have to do, and this makes sense to me, any products in their current production, which is only, from what it looked like 748 products. It's not that many. Anything in production now, I can't sell below MSRP because and this makes total sense, that's unfair to a dealership or a shop who's paying through a distributor, paying up to only make, whatever they make, 20% on the product or something like that. I can't be undercutting them. I won't be able to run any sales because I'm not going to separate out the two. Hello, Blackbeard. I'm homing a temporary cat for somebody, and Blackbeard is not. It's a very nice cat, very big, kind of scary how big it is, because Blackbeard's big, but Blackbeard's fat. This cat's just big, like a bobcat. But Blackbeard's mad. He's taken over all of Blackbeard's favorite spots in the house. It slept in Blackbeard's favorite spot in my bed with me last night, and I saw Blackbeard standing at my doorway like, you have betrayed me. I feel bad for him, but it's very temporary. I'm happy, but my head is just spinning. So what I have to do today and going forward, which is going to be a lengthy process, is I have to go through line by line and reprice anything that is a current product they have to MSRP. Weird one, can't sell internationally. And my thought is that maybe, and I only know this from a previous business I owned, is that sometimes products are produced by a company and then they sell that exact same product to other companies and they package it in their packaging. So maybe there is an international boats parts company that sells the exact same things that isn't Quicksilver, or maybe there's a Quicksilver international branch and they don't want those things to interfere with each other. So I had to turn off my international shipping, which how I had to do it was a little weird because I don't have my own international shipping policies. I use the eBay international shipping program. And so that's like an on-off switch for my whole store. And I didn't want to turn it off for everything else. So what I did is I just went into my boat parts shipping policy, which I now realize I messed something up. Oh, I had combined... That's a bummer. I guess I'll talk about it now. I had just the other day combined my boat part shipping policy with some other items that were in the store. And how I had to do it is I excluded countries from my international shipping, which I excluded all of them. And so now there are other items lumped in, but overall, whatever, because I was about to lose $25,000 in inventory. So I don't care. It's most of my store value is sitting here, not over there. I got a lot of reading to make sure I check all the boxes, because when signing the contract, you're accepting what they're saying so that you can do it, but it's also opening up accepting the fact that if they say tomorrow you're done, I have signed a legal contract that I'm done. So there's no like skirting the issue or trying to sell a couple extra things or doing anything. I could get sued. I could have to pay back 3x per item I sell MSRP. That's why I wanted to talk to a person. I'm like, I'm not trying to mess with you guys. I bought this stuff. I would just want to sell it. That's it. The one thing that's a hang up is, and this is probably just to save their own butt, it's only a 6-month contract and then you have to renew your contract. The way this went, I don't see that to be a problem. I think they just wanted to make sure I was a reputable person. I was going to follow their policies. I wasn't going to claim to be them. I had to have shipping policies that they agreed with, return policies they agreed with. But a lot of the stuff I have is not included. So I don't know how that would work out as far as stuff they don't sell anymore. I don't really know. All I know is I'm going to get to work right now. I have to reprice. I don't know. I might not have to reprice anything. I have to go buy the Excel for my computer because it's a spreadsheet, and the only way you can use the search bar in Excel is if you pay for it, and I'm not going to like just scroll through each one for every part number. I'm so happy, so relieved. I'll get back to this. I, of course, as you heard, I got a cease and desist order. Quickly changed everything I was doing. It was the only thing that mattered. If I had to remove all of these boat parts from my store, I would have been in desperation mode, and I did. I clicked over and okay, what do I do now? And I just started picking up other things and listing. Because what can you do? Am I just going to quit? No. Head down, go to work. That's what I did. But out of all of the parts, I would say somewhere around 10% of them were on the price list they gave me. I could have, if I wanted to, and not even care about all of it, I could have just went through and pulled off everything on that list. I could have done that. But instead, I spent a day, got everything compliant, to the best of my ability. You know, it set me back a week, basically. Probably not the end of this week, because got to go to dentist appointment. Michael's got to get braces. That's a bummer. That's going to be a whole day gone, because I live in a small town. I got to drive 45 minutes away to someone who can do that. I don't know. I've always, those horror stories, they get so many clicks because, you know, but then I've always said it's very unlikely to happen. All those, you know, my eBay store got banned. I got kicked off of eBay, and people panic about that. There's so many people that express that is a major worry of theirs. The likelihood of that happening is so slim. But I did have a buy lined up for the spring of a specific brand buy, just like this kind of thing, that does have suppliers and dealers and stuff like that, and the same kind of deal. So I will, before I make that purchase, do the research to see if I can sell that stuff on eBay. I hope that goes okay, because that was going to be a large purchase and it was going to be a good purchase. If it's to deal with this same hassle, no. Or to risk my account or any of that kind of stuff, no thank you. Is it something you should worry about? Not really. Is it something that when it happens makes you dookie your pants? Yes. I don't think I've ever gotten a worse email in my life. I woke up, well, that's what I do when I wake up. I check my emails. I woke up, checked my email laying in bed, and that was the first thing I opened. I just jumped out of bed, got dressed, started figuring stuff out, started working it out, and luckily it worked out, because then I get, I think this was the 4th most expensive item in my store, 3rd most expensive item, so amazing, $349.99 plus shipping. Awesome. Next up, there is 4 of them in the same order. They are Jewel Pops, and they are, if you remember, the lady who, when I first listed the Jewel Pops, she was buying so many of them, basically was keeping me afloat for about a month. And that's no joke, like paying my bills for about a month. I didn't really have a bunch of other good stuff in the store. They are in the sale I'm running right now. And so she came back and she bought 4 of them. So let me go ahead and pull those and then I'll run through them. For these 4, which are all my bubble something, my bubble slice or something like that. But there's an orange one, a green one, and 2 emerald type colored ones, which do not put something like emerald in the title. They will think you're trying to sell emeralds and they'll flag it and there'll be a problem. For the 4 of those, $64.70 free shipping, but when I combine free shippers, I save money, therefore make more money, more money, more money. With there being 4 of them, and actually this 5th one that she bought later, this is actually around an extra $18, $20 in profit, or $18, $20 added to the sale, because since they're free shippers, the price of the shipping is baked in. So therefore, when you combine all those, you are saving money and then making more money. And then this morning I sent out an offer and she did purchase this one for $29.99. So this is basically a $100 order. $100 for the bows, $350 for the impeller, $100 combined shipping order right there. Turned into a great sales weekend. And this is how I would prefer it. Less work, more money. And then let me go ahead and pull the rest of the boat parts. I will do the running tally on the boat part profits, and I will get to discussing eBay feedback. $4.72 plus shipping. $5.18 plus shipping. 3 of them here. $17.25 plus shipping. Added to the grand total, which just one more sale. I was kind of hoping a cha-ching would come in real quick, because boat part profits, I'm being very specific to say profits, $3,997.46. Why couldn't we got to the $4,000 already? And before I do another happy dance, tip of the day. And the tip of the day today is, if your item has issues, damage, for me, it would also have to have a certain amount of value, because my time is valuable to me. But specifically, this item here and this item here, this one has a big crack in the lip here. That has sold 5, 6, 7 times. It has been shipped twice. Every single time it's shipped, they say, oh, I didn't know this was damaged, da 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 da. I will put a picture of the listing where the first word in caps with asterisks is issues. First word. Read the description. Issues, first word. Who shops just by looking at a picture and going, oh, that's the one? It drives me crazy. So what I've done now, because shipping it is a bad idea, is every time it is purchased, I message them, just want to make sure you have noticed the damage that is detailed in the listing. And every time they go, oh, I didn't know it was damaged. And then I go, okay, fine, I'll cancel the order. I'm not rude about it. Just, I don't want to have to ship, I don't want to ship it out and get a return again. What are people doing? I am so far from that. When I buy something, I'm clicking on every picture. I'm zooming in. I bought a new pair of shoes that should be here today or tomorrow. I literally zoomed in on every photo. I was like, ooh, is that a tear or is that just a weird wrinkle? Like, I am particular. If I'm spending money, I want to know I'm getting the right thing. Other people just are very willy-nilly with their funds. So if you have an item that has something like that, where it is damaged, not just like a scuff or something, you know, that I wouldn't really concern myself with, but it actually has damage and it does reduce the value of the item, which is why mine is the cheapest one. Just shoot them a message before you ship it out. Hey, just, you know, this has damage. Did you notice that when you were shopping? It'll save you some headache. It is a bummer when they go, because it's, you know, I get a cha-ching for $100 plus shipping, or I accept an offer for $100 plus shipping, and then it just disappears, but that's still better than shipping it out and getting it back. And now my thoughts on feedback. I know there's a lot of information packed into this one video, but I'm making less videos, so therefore, more thoughts in my head to get out, which I'm not going to put in this video because it'll be too long. I'm going to... Next time I run a sale, you can now run sales through the eBay app. So I'm going to attempt that, see how it goes, tell you my opinions on all that. That'll be in a coming up video in a week to 10 days from now. So I reached a milestone of 2,000 feedback, and it was almost to the day, the same day where I flipped back to having 100% positive feedback. Because if you don't know how that works, feedback hangs around. If it's neutral or negative, it hangs around for 6 months, 9 months. I don't recall, but some amount of months that hangs on your account. Maybe it's a year. I don't even remember, but it's a long time. It's long enough that if you have 1 or 2 negative or neutral, you just kind of forget about them. And that's kind of my gist here. I got to the 2,000 feedback, 100% positive. How much does that actually matter? And on my level, it's very nuanced, but it matters very little. Very, very little. How it matters, I guess, would be the easiest way to get my thoughts together. How it matters is it's an indicator of how well you are doing your business. If you have 10 items, it's different. That's why it's nuanced. If you have 2,000 items, or if you have hundreds of solds, and you have 85% positive feedback, you are doing something wrong. It is not them, it is you. You are packing things not well, you are doing something wrong. Not saying you're a bad person, just saying reevaluate what you are doing. Okay? I like to periodically go through my feedback and just look at them to make myself feel better. Like if I'm having a bad day as far as the business goes, like I messed up on something or whatever, or just bad sales, I'll go through and look at my feedback, because when you're doing your job right, positive feedback that people leave you will tell you. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of bad sellers on eBay, and so the whole platform gets lumped into that, and you can hear it in their voices sometimes, or in their message sometimes, how grateful and thankful they are by how fast it arrived, how well it was packed, that you gave them a good price, or that it was described well and pictured well and all those things. They will tell you. That's why it matters. It matters as a feedback system, not feedback as in like your review, or like your, you know, when you go to look at a restaurant and you check out like Google reviews. That part, meh. Because some buyers check that stuff, some buyers don't. But as a feedback loop to how well you are doing as a business owner, I'm pointing at me because I mean me as well. You mean me, you mean me, you. It tells you how well you're doing. If you have bad feedback, reevaluate you. Don't play the blame game. And sometimes it happens. My first negative feedback ever will probably stick with me till the end of time, because it was also on my first big sale. It was an over $100 sale. It was an antique spice rack, spice cabinet, which I have sold 2 of now. But they left me negative feedback because there was a spider in the box, which could have came from their front porch, could have came from the delivery van, could have came from the facility center. It could have came from my garage. But what? That will happen. You will get negative feedback. And for the most part, once you reach a certain level, it doesn't affect your seller level enough to care. But at the very beginning, it matters a lot. So you do have to be more careful when you've only sold 10 items. If there's no positives, nobody left you feedback, you could be at 0. So it's very important at the beginning, but the further you go along, it's only important as a indicator of how well you're doing your job. Check today. Go look. Go through your feedback and see if you can hear it in their messages, that they appreciate the way you do your business. And if not, even if you have 100% positive, if you're not seeing that, maybe kick it up a notch. Maybe do it just a little better. I'm not saying, pack things in gold leaf. Maybe think of, I shouldn't be doing this, or maybe I should be packing a little better, or maybe I should ship a little faster. Use it as an indicator of how well you're doing at your own job. Because at this job, there's no supervisor. There's nobody over your shoulder telling you how well you do. You're not going to get any attaboys. You're not going to get any write-ups. So you do have to find these ways to go, okay, check in. How am I doing good? Am I good at what I do? And I often, and I'll say it out loud, I'm good at what I do. Am I the best? No. But am I good at it? Yeah. That's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. All right, thank you everyone for being patient for the long-awaited results of the subscriber giveaway. Already almost on to that next one. Videos at some point will pick back up to some amount of regularity, but I don't know when that will happen. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I had to solve this super hard math problem. So let's go ahead and see how many comments we got. 60 unique comments. That's a big one. Good luck to everybody. And the winner is Kyle Shepard 4208. And speaking towards the Pokemon scam that I got caught up in, so far I have had only 2 scammers in the past year, so not too bad. One was for $12 and the other was $300. I was able to catch the $300 luckily. And I commented back on this one. Good thing it wasn't the reverse, because that would have been a bummer if you catch the 12 and the 300 slips away. But Kyle, go ahead and reach out to me through either the Facebook group or Instagram. Both those links are in the description of every video, and I will get your winnings sent out to you. Just really neat. Hey, deep. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let go. I'm good at this.